Now let's move over to Lebanon, where its local media claims a Lebanese civilian was killed in a targeted Israeli drone strike on Sunday morning, which hit a vehicle on the Al-Sirwana Kiret Salem road in southern Lebanon. The attack, confirmed by the Lebanese Ministry of Public Health, took place in the Bint Jbeil area, a region that has seen rising tensions in recent weeks. The drone strike follows an escalation of Israeli military activity in the south of Lebanon, with reports of Israeli drones firing missiles and flying at low altitudes over several towns, including Tyre, Nabatieh and Bint Jbeil. This latest attack adds to the growing number of Israeli air and artillery strikes in the region, and the situation in southern Lebanon remains very tense, with frequent drone overflights and military movements increasing the risk of further escalation. Now, of course, Jordan joins us once again. Israel says its strike in southern Lebanon is targeting Hezbollah operatives. What more can you tell us about these alleged Hezbollah sites operating in the Lebanese south, Jordan?
One must not forget, before this recent war with Hezbollah ensued, Hezbollah had a rocket stockpile of approximately 150,000 rockets, many of them, at least dozens of them, precision guided, that could have really caused severe devastation to Israel. Hezbollah for long was considered the greatest threat on Israel's borders before October 7th. And after Israel's beeper and pager operations that took out many Hezbollah officials and ensuing airstrikes, given that Hezbollah ultimately decided to attack Israel in and around October 7th, Israel ultimately was pulled into a war in Lebanon that had been mounting in terms of tensions for years. And so one of the key provisions of the ceasefire agreement, a 60-day ceasefire agreement in 2024, was that Hezbollah would retreat northwards of the Litani River, ensuring that it couldn't attack Israel so proximately on Israel's border. And so what we're seeing now, unfortunately, is that the Lebanese government has struggled to disarm Hezbollah as it would have pleased. The United States has made very clear of Lebanon's responsibility to disarm Hezbollah, and for Hezbollah to disarm as soon and as quickly as possible. Hezbollah's failure has increasingly drawn concern from the United States, and it also has drawn concern even from members of Lebanese parliament. For instance, Charles Jabor of the Lebanese Forces Party has made clear that Hezbollah could be drawing Israel into war into Lebanon, and that Israel has a right to respond to Hezbollah. Hezbollah's ultimate goal is to advance Iran's agenda on Israel's borders, to advance a Shiite Islamist vision, and to destroy Israel. And so it's becoming increasingly clear that as Hezbollah continues to reinforce and reinstall its infrastructure in southern Lebanon, war could be on the horizon.
I was going to say, you called it a war just then at the start of your statements. What does that say about the current fragility of course, there was a ceasefire signed last November. However, Israel has continued to conduct strikes, of course, mainly in Lebanon. Your thoughts on how this may escalate, may move forward? And of course, you spoke there briefly about the pager operation that, of course, was undertaken by Israel. The successiveness of that and the challenges of tackling, of course, the idea of Hezbollah in Lebanon with a fragile government as it is.
Going back to your comment regarding war, indeed the ceasefire agreement was a 60-day one, and it has since expired. Something interesting on the horizon to observe in terms of understanding how the situation will be contained could be the United States meeting with Ahmed Ashara, the president of Syria, in the US next month. Of course, from Iran to get to Lebanon, where Hezbollah, Iran's proxy, operates, one has to go through Iraq and Syria towards Lebanon. The United States has made clear that right now it's time to stop Hezbollah's funding, and the United States has proposed in Syria a key buttress against Lebanon where Hezbollah operates, to put a base actually in Damascus to demilitarize Syria's south. And the implications could be very interesting, at least in terms of the United States proposal to put a base in Damascus, it shows that the United States is increasingly more concerned about containing the Iranian threat for years to come, to contain Iranian supplies and reinforcements from going to Lebanon, which could help Hezbollah in the future. So we're seeing increasingly more interest from the United States in trying to prevent future war, but also in trying to suppress Hezbollah at the same time.
Okay, Jordan Cope, thank you very much for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you on the programme. We now move over and east, where in a significant move,